Hello, everybody. Welcome to December's Poetry Slam. Ooh, it's cold, but let's give ourselves a round of snaps to start us off.
It's getting warm in a couple of days.
My fingers are getting warm right now.
Oh, beautiful.
I know, it's a trick. It's a really good trick. We all know the drill. We're going to read our poems and we're going to listen and be so enthralled. And when the artist is done reading, we will snap or clap and show our appreciation. First on up, we have Robert St. Germain. Come on up.
Feel the pain, Robert.
I got two poems to share. This one's called Reminiscing. So here I go, reminiscing. We get together and we talk about the good old days. I remember when we ran around and played. We reminisce about cartoons that we liked. And there was less of a fight. All the music we listened to, we still listen to today. I hope that those memories will never go away. I look out the window as I watch the falling snow. It reminds me of winters long ago. Some things go well, some things last. And we can learn as we look to the past. Some dreams remain while others are dead. And now I wonder what lies ahead. This was called Magic. It's called Magic. What is magic? Is it coincidence or fate? We travel through this mysterious landscape, and these spells real or just the power of belief? These spells take away our grief. Our rituals take us to another plane, and there's a place deep inside our brains. This way of life goes centuries back, or sometimes it is superstition, like broken mirrors and black cats. We gather in this circle, we perform our chants. We try to use magic for power and romance. Some think it's evil, while some think it's good. Here we are deep in the woods. Sorry.
Thank you, Rob, for sharing your words with us. Another favorite poet of mine is coming up right now. Cassandra, come on up. I can't wait to hear what you have.
All right. Hi, I'm Cassandra. I have like 3 poems for you today. First one is called Anxious. Awake to random thoughts, I try to sleep, but my mind goes on. Anxiety steals my peace. Counting sheep, I'm left with a handful of fleece. Fears loom large and costume doubts attend a ball I can do without. My heart pounds and a parade of causes show themselves. The minutiae of life can overwhelm. Sometimes you deserve credit for just keeping up, reaching for prayer and hoping for luck. Tossing and turning, what can quiet this want for stability, this desire for calm? My confidence is shaken. Fragile as an infant, my breath has been taken. Struggle to maintain composure. I just want to find some closure. Surrender myself to the panic. What else is to be done? The anxieties multiply too quickly, and I can't seem to let go of even one. Running on a hamster wheel, I burn all my energy but go nowhere, and may have to acknowledge that I might never get there. That stillness after the storm. My anxieties adapt and even change form. If I admit I don't know what to do, will this feeling pass too? Looking for shelter from probable harm, I grasp at the sanity behind the alarm. Has too much blame been placed on my head for decisions I made without knowing where they could have led, taunting me even in bed? Thank you. Okay, so this next one is called Abandoned. You left me drowning in an ocean of memories, emotions a noose that hangs me. Suspended in midair, I can't act like I don't care. I get lost in the middle of nowhere. You pull away while I hang on. I know I'm in the wrong. You always said it wouldn't be forever, while I nurtured a dream that we would end up together. You have every right to want to be free with me. I just hopelessly hoped you wouldn't want to abandon me, that our lives might find some perfect symmetry. You meant what you said and went your own way eventually. Looking back, I survived just fine after all the agony. New flowers bloomed amidst the weeds, but sometimes I still think of you. Wonder how it all worked out and what you're doing. Sometimes I feel pathos, sometimes I feel anger. I was once in love and now you're a stranger. It was a struggle to get over you because my love was true, but I've been able to embrace the future without you. Time has brought me peace and acceptance. I'm no longer grieving for what I left behind. I'm actually glad that you are part of my past and for the relationship we had, but it's long past time to say goodbye. Like a baby bird kicked out of the nest, it's time to spread my wings and hope for the best. Thank you. And this last one is called Change.
Well, I like the, what was it, about the bird?
The baby bird.
That was sweet.
Oh, thanks. All right, change. Dawn turns into day, day to twilight, and evening into blackest night. And I'm all right. Am I all right? Change has come so slowly over the years, and my youth is gone, but I still carry on. Like a waking dream, the reality of aging sometimes saddens me, sometimes makes me grateful the past is behind me. The things I survived but shouldn't have. To know the pain is over is the gift of maturity. At times it has been a forced march into futurity. And I stumbled, I cried hopelessly. I dreamed great dreams and failed spectacularly. From time to time I can barely face the memory. But having known human frailty, there is now forgiveness and love inside of me for all the ways we fail to flourish, fall short of what we had the potential and intentions to be. An internal parent who understands that confidence allows us to take those first shaky steps, but that doesn't mean we won't fall and fall again. Tough as leather but delicate as lace, the ideologies we have clothed ourselves in are only flawless when we begin. It is the journey that weathers us in. Sometimes we should prioritize being over doing, experiencing over succeeding, wanting to know over knowing. The passage of time builds character. The weaker we are, the more that we learn. The more we withhold judgment, the greater the peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Oh, another snaps. Woohoo! Well, speaking of some favorites of mine, we're all having the favorites day today. James Adamson, come
Whoa,
on up.
I'm her favorite?
Well, you're one of them.
Oh.
I warmed the seat for you.
Well, this one's called Fences and Walls. All my poems of the glory of God and goeth with love. Warmth and comfort, war and counterfeit, windows and doors, winning and fools, security and insecurity, loathing and self-loathing, roofs and basements, high-rises and towers, gold and ivory, communities and camps, fear of writing and TV, insanity and power, stupidity and reality, children running on the beach with nowhere to go, reading a book with nothing to learn, apartment suites and mansions, tents and corrugated steel, all you can eat and offending a dictator, lies and years, closed in spaces and praying, identity and charity, knowing what you want, looking for it in all the wrong places, cards and tables, vultures in a poor man's coat taken at gunpoint, charity and scrupulous eyes, control inside and outside, honesty and home, where you want on the wrong side, truth and clarity, obvious deception where liars don't care, power with decided limits, people as chess pieces, no one listening unless it's a good move, banging on the inside and outside at the same time, vulnerability and illusion, no core of the issue, mazes being formed, animals dying because of migration, someone crossed a line in a mind, people matter as a matter of opinion, places to put boxes, running away from plastic, lost definition and more desperation, someone escaped, now we see ourselves, now we see our fears. Now many more are caged, forced along a road to where they fled from, a new definition of freedom. So many fences we have a chance to make everyone look at tunnels under highways for the breeding DNA, to stop cows from flatulence, barbed wire with fence posts to the center of the earth, concrete cinder blocks a mile high, delving down like the side of a mountain, smashing through for a new tomorrow of the same person who is in control, standing in the middle of a room to feel free, as if he's only as if he's only free if he can escape from care, that he's human. Moving so fast you step in his path of egress. You can't see him, he's so fast, but he's gone through you 100 times before you know it, learning nothing, getting out of nowhere, sitting in a room playing card games, joking about a house of cards. This one's called Clockwork Orange. The ambiguous years of life, a magical clock and calendar, the threatening wind of trees pleading for pity, nature stripped bare, insane people waiting for the bus, acting out in the cold. Summer has a passion that makes sense. Don't look too long at the one dancing in the bus shelter. Hate warm November days as much as children. Try and fit in with the future, but not too much. Lean into the wind. Maybe you look tough. Well, everyone probably is thinking the same thing. Buildings corral the wind. Even they seem better off looking dead. The snow hasn't fallen. Spring autumn coats are a toss-up. Everything is shades of gray. People aren't laughing as loud as they used to. You don't get to tell yourself it's a beautiful walk when you forgot something. I guess clocks are supposed to have a picture of the section of an orange on their faces, or their workings have to been painted orange, or maybe too much time has gone by. It's too late to have the passion of a student, or for it to be rebellious to wear mascara, only on one eye, of course. Can I exceed my station in life? How long I must wait to tell you all my insanity? Of course I don't think it's insane. 60 years old with expectations, looking down the barrel of an ordinary life can go either way. Some children will never understand that old people are implicitly smarter. Dementia gives us a bad name. Retirement means I'd clobber you, but I can't keep up with the routine or the schedule. You can't see the wind in the winter trees. Even the blue sky looks gray. You have to keep your look on the sidewalk because the noon sun hangs so low. Of course there's a brilliant blue sky, but it has to fight for attention. The pole that putting on winter clothes has is long dead to the death of summer. Tooth and nail, those beautiful days. Money is less strained, but it hasn't added up yet. It's so much less strained to be inside when the weather dies, when the weather dips. Then the winter wonderland arrives, and the weight of Christmas has long been discussed. Sports are on TV all the time, but no one wants to hear about it. It's not good in mixed company. The time of year divides us up, and comforts our alone time. I have put much behind me. The efforts I made to ease my conscience seem to be what give me the better credit. Little did I know people cared. Being alone is less painful out of recent company. Being alone is how we meet the grave anyway, hoping my forgiveness grants me the autonomy of infinity. No matter what your reputation is, I can ask what you're about. If you put forgiveness first, through the darkest deception, mere error seduces little. I have never performed at my best when I was on the clock, but within me is satisfied victory, with no need to argue about it. So I'll smile if your friendship is supposed to qualify your departure. At the end of the day, it's your attitude that defines you. If I enjoyed your company, your anger isn't going to change that. And when the world closes in, no matter what, it was when I was alone that I wasn't. And people are what they are, not what they say they are. The leaf perpetually falls to the sidewalk, and I have been humbled. So I dedicate myself to everyone's beauty, even as the clock drips with stupidity. When I should have been there, I should have been able to handle being alone. Mystery is two things. What is love, and how stupid I could possibly be, so that I have nothing if I'm not more important than my shortcomings. So I hand off my need for myself to others, or else what does it mean? Yes, I'm alone, but hope is the best company, even if I'm alone. And this one's called this one's called Another Day. One with going upstream, one with evolution. Today everything was supposed to change, but tomorrow has been that way before. I have seen bricks become a building. I have seen seconds become years. Hatred has caged me in like Venetian blinds. I dreamt of a skull and a skeletal foot with mold growing on them, and I had a palpitating heart. I have seen ugliness become a sign of grappling with the passage of time. Clouds have become birds, the sky has become a blanket, trees have become monsters, they have punctuated the horizon. Love saved me in prison. Concrete bunkers in the center of a complex. I didn't raise a fist to give men surrounding me in Oregon, so they walked away. The depths of darkness, so much so it is only the mystery of the sun and the sky I remember. I walk through into a new day, but time makes it a mystery. I have seen silhouettes so dark I could almost not make them out. I have traveled highways both ways to get where I was going. Darkness so dark my uncle used reverse psychology in his anger to tell me to come back home. There was an island of a convenience store. There was darkness for 3 days, but I raised my head certain of dawn. Different planets give me gifts of spiritual rest. Absence of cars formed a humorous irony. Highways with lineups of cars made me see anger, sleeping behind concrete embankments, walking and running to form my jacket into raven wings. My endurance is moving, it is muscular like a fish. The war of attrition, insisting the sun will rise. An oasis of a hotel receptionist who might have kept my orca on a necklace. Faith that anyone is trying to figure out how to love. Mystery that I kept going, love that played on my decision. How many times I was murdered. I can still taste the concrete in the rain. I can still feel the grass in the highway ditch, the purple blue horizon, the hedge like a small haven, wondering when I last slept, with days of luxury and all the sleep I could want, alone with more hope than ever, light that enters rooms with lamps, enlightenment that is many forms of light, as is a woman who mounts challenges so I can surpass them, running the highway, and why did I stop? Effortlessness of youth, contaminated with doubt, a spectacle of new clothes from Memphis, seeing a man move over the sidewalk as of a ghost, each step planted to move itself, this way and that, sleep eluding me, finding strength greater than the condition of life, as the bricks are my stomach muscles, as the night of all kinds is like the fabric that light uses, like the machine of flesh that the soul inhabits. The day is the light, the dark frames the light. Landscape of grass, rolling hills are the time of legend. The mind lets the imagination have its time, while the truth moves forward. I have walked through many woods, while the paths have long been clear, so that direction is where clarity finds form, walking into the future or the past as days dry like sweat, and the time forms tree rings in my flesh, and health is a cork of flesh, while everything has its place in the human body, like amoeba skin cells, while Lucifer attacks the marrow, and one day evil gets thrown out of church. It will always be there, and I move through layers of time that death tries to cage. Silly terms of reference try to start wars, and I was at peace on the highway, like a billboard means I'm on earth sometimes, as it lights up where I was, seeing tomorrow in my spirit, knowing it was very dark, smiling at the irony.
Next on up, our final member of the reading today for our poems is also another favorite. Oh, everyone's a favorite today. Andrew, come on up to
Flattered.
tickle our ears with your.
It's a poem. I just want to say on the record, like, I got my band. We got probably 500 songs on Bandcamp, and then we got a book of all the collected lyrics. So I have nothing to fear about intellectual property. I think I'm gonna read 3 poems. I think I'm gonna dedicate this one to my uncle, who lives in Edmonton. He was a member of the Airborne Regiment before it was disbanded. This poem's called "Confronted by Mortality." We're all gonna die. Don't ask why. You'll see the sky, and it will say you're done. I'm the chosen one, says the crowd. The rope only goes so long. As I broke out in song, the plan was not set, so all bets are off. Falling off, you start to gag and cough. Playing games with life and limb. I met God. It wasn't him. Where did the years go? Time accelerates as the graveyard beckons individuals without sin. The light dims as I lay down my head. Don't write my obituary yet. I contribute to the society a good day's labor and a hard day's sweat. Before I die, you'll love me yet. You'll love me, you'll love me. The days, the colors, and pretty little faces are numbered. The slumber never ends as you pass the threshold and chasm. I like it when we shoot the biblical shit. Last time I bought a pack of smokes was 6 months ago. I wade into the water, tempting death. Uneasy November. Storm, winter, sleet encapsulated an imaginary feat, given a suggestion, steep tea by the country with many flaws. See you, James. Indigestion of the mind, my lies, how they've grown. Roundabout of passionate energy, life around the bend. Pretend style and eyes closed, I pretended to be this way so long it's true. It's always about me, never about you. All manners of release, information sits on a chair. Outside the fertile green space, hideous outside her lair. Just the right size when reality creeps in. Paranoid beyond all hope, but really your best guess is valid. Eliminate me. Pointless longevity. It's not my best, putting that notion to rest. My hands move freely, my vision is blurred. My vision is blurry. The pastoral left in a hurry. Not playing games, the contract forgotten. On this side of space, energy and age will waste. It was only momentary, but the rendezvous last. Doing the tango, mind dancing fast. Spontaneity and combustion, like exercising a muscle, like exercising a ghost. Feline temperament disdainful. Where do I get off? Time would not stop, even when I stare it down. How much patience do I give? My alternate personality wears the crown, we all fall down. Rarely do we get up. Rarely do we awaken to a dagger in your backside, running down a track systematically out of whack, peering into nature and species controlled by notes. Step into lost acquaintances, remote investigation runs dry. The damage done for utter nonsense, looking into yourself in the mirror while you cry. The relationship was a lie and my cross in a casket. It made me blush in electrical static. Is it an outlet or is it a beast? Whatever it was surely a release. Carrying a boulder of the mind and a pencil knowing no fear. Just when the storm came, everything became clear. The cops drew near. My constitution was altered. At great length the cemetery imagined never faltered. The crimson cadaver splattered on the car. Going far, going it alone, gnawing at faith like chomping at the bone. I'm not a clone, but I'm not original. The formula of family, detesting rainbow flower. Raw talent goes to waste. My patient accepts time. Laughing at civilizational collapse, we all will in time. It's a crater in an elevator, it's a species in full bloom. What goes out must come in, put life on hold and soldier forth with random acts of violence. I read it when I can. It escapes normal convections, this crime of a distant calling. Sweet like a trailer park, eventful but not professional. You'll understand the grand edit and your feet will finally have shoes. Know what to do and join when you're ready. And here's a very short one. I think I'll call it Position Thyself Free. Privatized heart, privatized love. Privatized soul, privatized journey. Privatized heart, privatized love. Privatized soul, privatized journey. Corporations capitalizing on a person's majestic faith. Corporations capitalizing, seeing opportunities drenched in greed. Yeah. Hey, what?
Oh, amazing. Thank you, everyone. Give yourself a round of snaps or claps or whatever you like. I'm snapping with both hands. Look at that. Ooh, this hand was my good snapper, and she's healed now.
Great.
Almost, thanks. Got sliced.
Yeah, okay.
That concludes, thank you. That concludes our December Poetry Slam. Keep writing poems, though. Keep writing good works, because we will be back in the new year for that.
Jack.
We'll be back, Jack. Amazing. Thank you all. The end. Yay.
No fear.
I didn't have any banter.